Hey guys, Movie Junkie for Life here again. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Everybody knows it's Christmas season. I was out partying a little bit yesterday, so my voice is a bit off, so I apologize in advance. This is going to be my review of Assassin's Creed. And Assassin's Creed is one of those movies I was looking forward to. I didn't have huge hopes for it, but I was hoping that unlike a lot of video games turned movies that came before, that it would be very good. So let's get into it. Assassin's Creed is a story of a guy named, I think it's Callum Lynch, played by Michael Fassbender. And Fassbender, he is brought in by this agency that has created this technology that allows you to experience what your ancestors went through. So he's put back into the mind of his ancestor, a guy named Aguilar. Oh my god, I'm killing these names, and not in a good way. And he finds out that he is part of this creed of assassins, right? So I won't go any deeper into it. If you've played the games, you probably might be familiar with a lot of this stuff. I believe the story here was created just for this movie. So Assassin's Creed, the game is by a company called Ubisoft, and they have been the ones behind this. Michael Fassbender, like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool, also has been in with them since the beginning. He was who they had in mind for this character since the beginning. We also have here, it's directed by Justin Kurzel, who Michael worked with on Macbeth, and Marion Cotillard, who's also in Macbeth. So I guess they brought everybody in, and we have Jeremy Irons here. So let's talk about what I liked about this movie first. First of all, I think I'm familiar with the Assassin's Creed games, but I can say honestly, I've never played them. Not that there's anything wrong with them or anything like that. I just never played them, but I'm familiar with them. Right now I have a friend playing Black Flag, so I've seen it and I like what I see. The movie looks like the game. The costumes were well designed. There's a lot of details in the weaponry, in the costumes, in the locations, and it's like the game come to life. You could see there's a lot of love, there's a lot of hard work that was put into making this movie look like the game, you know. And I think fans of the video games would appreciate that. The fight sequences here too are pretty well done, with 95% of them actually being done by Michael Fassbender and the actress who I forget her name, I'll put it there when I get it, who plays the other female assassin in the Creed. They do a lot of their own work, and it's very, very impressive. So I quite enjoyed that. There's actually a chase sequence that takes place almost in the middle half of the movie, and it is amazing. I kind of held my breath the entire time. I really got a kick out of it. It was so well done and so well paced, and it flew. It was awesome. It was really, really well done, and it's what you want to see in a video game come to life. You know, you want it to be authentic, but at the same time you want it to feel real, you know, and three-dimensional. So they really did achieve that here with that action sequence. And with a lot of the action sequences, I really like the pacing and stuff. The first one, not so much. I felt like it looked like it had been sped up a bit, but overall, guys, they did an amazing job here. The camera angles, the visuals, that stuff is very well handled in this movie. Another thing, I think all the actors involved, Jeremy Irons, he doesn't have that much to do, but Marion Cotillard and Michael Fassbender, I felt like they gave their best. They gave as much as they could. I think that they did what they thought they had to do to represent these characters, whatever the script was, whatever was written. They really did try to bring these characters to life, and that especially goes for Michael Fassbender. He really did show Callum and Aguilar as best as he could. The music, it's okay. It doesn't really stand out that much to me, the way that they played it up in the trailer, but at the same time, it was there. It wasn't, I always feel like a really good soundtrack is one that isn't invasive. It's not grating, it's not annoying you. and that worked here for me. I thought they did a good job with that as well. So overall, for me, the big moments in this, the plus moments, are definitely the visuals. That's the strongest point of this film. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Which brings me to the things that I didn't really like, and for me, sadly, it's the story. Now, I have been told, and I understand by people who play Assassin's Creed, that the worst part of the Assassin's Creed games, the parts that nobody like, are the parts that take place in the present. That's the stuff that is all the technology and the machine that they put them in. I think it's called the Animus, that they put them in to go into the past. That's the stuff that people hate. That's the stuff nobody appreciates. What we want to do is we want to be the assassin. We want to enjoy that aspect of it. So when it's that, that's when the game is good. And I wish they had taken note of that. And you would think Ubisoft would be aware of that and would have taken note of that, because there's way too much of that stuff. Trying to censor myself. Way too much of that crap in this movie. It's too much of Callum and not enough of Aguilar. Now, I understand, or I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly, guys. I understand that they need to show us the origins. I understand that we need to know the technology behind how they're getting into the past. But honestly, like the game, there was too much focus on the drama and on the present and on the technology and the whys. And you know, if they had focused more on the action, on the past, on those set pieces, on what I mean, those visuals are where it stands out. Those action sequences is what we want to see. And if they had focused more on that, this movie could have been so much better. This movie is too boring in too many places. It slows down way too much. And that happens in Macbeth too. I actually did watch Macbeth because Macbeth is my favorite Shakespearean play. And why wouldn't I watch Macbeth? I mean, it stars Michael Fassbender as Macbeth and Marion Cotillard as Lady Macbeth. So it's going to be awesome. Also, I thought that movie dragged and dragged and dragged, and I didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry. And that happens here. There's too many moments where it's not enough action and it's too much drama. So I just felt like it didn't have that balance. And unfortunately, I kind of feel like, I mean, story-wise, this movie is not that strong, but you don't really need that strong of a movie. It's a video game franchise. So I felt like if it was more action-oriented, like what Prince of Persia done, this movie could have been so much better. I happen to really enjoy Prince of Persia, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. I think that was a really fun popcorn nonsense type movie. I felt like it captured the essence of the game. I didn't need any big huge plot to enjoy it, because it's a movie about a freaking guy who could turn back time, you know, and run on walls and stuff. It's similar when you think about it to Assassin's Creed. So why convolute it with this plot with the Knights Templar and who's doing what and who daddy-daughter issues and Callum's issues with his dad? We don't need that stuff here. We don't need any of that stuff to enjoy this movie. So this movie gets bogged down in a lot of drama that was unnecessary. So it causes the story to drag. It causes pacing issues. And then the last half of this movie, the ending feels so abrupt and so anticlimactic that I was like, really? You get all this build up. I mean, it's almost like you're watching a Western and two guys are getting ready to have a showdown, and they know they're there and the music is playing and it's building and the camera is going back and forth from one guy's face to the next guy's face, and you're focusing in on the hand and it's right there over the gun and everybody's holding their breath, and then the guys decide to sit down and talk it out. Not saying that's what happens here. I'm saying the mood of it, the way that certain events go down in the ending of this, That's what it felt like. It almost felt like they couldn't figure out how to end this and give us the possibility of a franchise. Focus on your own, this one film, and focus on the franchise stuff later. You wouldn't be the first movie in history to have a plan for one film, and then you realize it's so awesome and people love it so much that we could build something on this. Hello, John Wick. So there's so much about this movie that could have been so much better. I mean, we have such amazing stunts here. They actually have a world record stunt in this movie. It's shown in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away here. It's a guy free falls from the top of a building, Assassin's Creed style, and it's the longest free fall in the history of stuntman work right now. It's amazing to behold. But you have to give us something more. It's an action movie. You need to keep us engaged, and this movie fails to do that on so many levels. So guys, I'm gonna give Assassin's Creed a 6 out of 10. I wish it was better. I even hope for a second one. Maybe they could fix the stuff that went wrong. I am not a director, but I feel like in the hands of a director with a different style, this movie might have been a lot better. I also feel like the script needed a lot of work. I have no idea who wrote the screenplay or how many, and we know it's not one person, but I'm sorry, there was two things going on here and it was not meshing together. Either you want to go the dramatic route or you want to go the action route, but for crying out loud, try and remember your source material. It's a video game. We don't need Shakespeare. We simply need to enjoy ourselves. So Assassin's Creed gets a 6 out of 10. And that's going to be it for me, guys. So till next time, bye bye.